guess this is gonna be a no mic game.
About that.
Alright, it's gonna be this kind of game. I suck, dude. Fuck. Man. Booty. Keep pushing. Fuck. Hit me through the smoke, and they didn't even push. What the fuck?
Hello there.
Alright, so he peeked that instantly. Terrible. Oh my god. See, he just gets there before me every time. But, I don't know. Could just be a better player. That's probably what it is. Oh, that was on my part. I was dumb on my part. I should have hit the focus shots. Oh, I got some practice to make. Oh. Oh my god. Wow. Unbelievable. I just want to quit now after that.
I am planting the bomb. The bomb has been planted.
Donnie, just kill him. Donnie, oh my god. Donnie, you're trash. Trash. Terrible. Worst player ever. Oh my god, you're terrible. Oh my god. Just get up.
What's wrong with my keyboard, dude? My keyboard keeps doing some weird shit. Oh, I don't understand, dude. Like, it keeps making me walk. Oh, I just want to quit, dude. I just want to fucking quit. At this point. Like, what the fuck?
Flashback.
If it wasn't already obvious from the gameplay, that was terrible. One of the worst games I've ever played in my life. And after I got off, it led me thinking to maybe actually putting in the work to be good at this game and maybe document it over time with this series and see how good I eventually get. So here's me trying to get better at CSGO. So after that extremely embarrassing loss and me leaving the game, I took like 6 days off of CSGO and came back and did what any other reasonable person would do. Watch YouTube videos. So somebody who's in the same position as me that actually wants to get better at this game, this is the first thing that I would actually suggest to you, is watching YouTube videos on different pro players, different people who've been playing the game for years, and learn different things. Like, actually pay attention to what they're explaining to you and incorporate them. A few good tips that I'll pull for you guys in this video in particular that helped my gameplay, and a couple things that I had to be mindful of if I wanted to get better.
Game will get better. Just be patient. Don't lose hope. Just keep at it, all right? Yeah, keep in mind though, yeah, obviously if you do want to get better at something, you have to be dedicated and you have to stick to the practice every single day. Some days you might not want to do it, but if you want to improve, you have to do it, right? So just, like, some days you might just only hop on CSGO exclusively to practice. You might not even play a competitive game, but it's what you have to do to build your muscle memory. And basically, I just get 1,000 frags and aimbots. But I don't just aim normally. I focus on practicing my aim. But I don't just aim normally. I don't just go for the 1,000 frags. I actively focus on practicing my aiming consistency and just aiming while moving around. So, like, 1,000 kills a day isn't really the best practice in the world, but this will help you build muscle memory way faster, which will allow you to basically, have an advantage against people who are standing still. It's still, but trust me though, if you get 1,000 kills on aimbots and 500 kills on fast aim training, your aim will slowly improve the more you do it. Just don't go in expecting to improve overnight.
When you really think about aiming at its base, it really is just how fast you can point and click on people. It's really very heavily based on your muscle memory and on your hand-eye coordination, of course. But when people complain about their aim and think they have bad aim, it's actually very often relative to their time to kill. And that means when a player enters your screen, how fast do you kill them? How long does it take you to get that frag? And of course, it also relies on them not killing you before you kill them. So it relies on you potentially positioning so you die slower, because if they kill you in 0.1 second, it doesn't matter if you would have killed them theoretically in 0.2 seconds. Now, the first two things, and probably the most important ones in my eyes, especially for lower level players, is going to be your crosshair placement and your movement, especially when you're playing against pugs and matchmaking, where people tend to do a very poor job of making your shots hard to hit by utilizing utility and timing and things like that. Oftentimes, if your crosshair and your movement are very in tune and on point, you're going to have a very easy time of getting frags, especially at lower levels where people constantly play very obvious angles. And I'm adding crosshair placement in as something that works in tandem with movement, because when you're going for peaks, let's say, for example, you're peeking out towards the boxes here, you are lining your crosshair very often up against a wall for this aggressive crosshair placement, strafing out and stopping, because you know where your crosshair will be when you strafe out to that exact moment. So your movement is very relevant and very important in relation to where you're setting up your crosshair to get these peaks off. Now, most of these rely on is the idea of how you actually want to be peeking into a player, and they rely very heavily on peeker's advantage. Now, to boil it down very quickly, peeker's advantage is the idea that due to several factors, including some human things like not reacting all that quickly when you're holding an angle for a long time, and a game mechanic that means that when you peek out on someone, you're actually going to see them fractions of a second before they see you, giving you peeker's advantage for all these things.
Firstly, you want to perfect your crosshair placement. You always want to be able to pre-aim all the common spots at headshot level. To practice this, you could go into your own offline server. You'll want to visualize all the common angles you might see an opponent play and get really good at pre-aiming them. Make sure you're really critical here. If you're off by even just a little bit, try again until it's absolutely perfect consistently. If you don't like that method of practicing, or if you want a bit more of a challenge, you could also use the YPrac practice maps for all of the map pool maps. Here in the pre-fire mode, bots will spawn in most of the common spots of the map, and you're tasked to clear all the angles to progress to either bomb site. This map is great to make sure that you don't overstep and to get a good feeling of where the opponent's head will be on all the common angles.
Just get comfortable, According to that video, I gotta sit up straight and be comfortable. Ugh, I just gotta position myself right here. Alright.
So, I'm currently sitting here on November the 15th, editing this video in Premiere Pro, and I'm watching at the time, which would have been October 20th, on really how terrible my movement and my crosshair placement and aim altogether were. I mean, as you can see, there's enemies flinging out in multiple directions. I don't even take the time to angle my opponents. Like, even though they're bots, I don't take the time to physically angle out my opponents, if you know what I mean. Like, look, there's 3 guys right there, and I just sit there outside and get shot at, and then get immediately taken out by the bot right about now. What I should be doing is be playing the angle nicely, one at a time, 1v1ing these bots. I shouldn't be putting myself in a position in order to like get picked off. See right there, I'm in the open, I'm not moving, and I'm going to die. That's what you don't want to do. When you're in game, from everything I've learned, you want to force the 1v1 scenario. That is how you get your clutches, that's how you get your wins. So you don't want to do what I'm doing in this video, in this clip right here. You want to learn how to set up your 1v1s and play the angle, and don't give the enemy don't give your enemy the option or the opportunity to double up on you, triple up on you. Of course, then you're going to go down like I do right there. Simple. 1v1s make your life easy. Another thing I want to focus on is my crosshair placement. It is not to par, definitely not to par. I'm missing shots. I mean, there I missed a whole clip, basically half a clip. I'm really not focusing very well on my crosshair placement. Another thing that I'm not doing well at all is strafing. I simply just stop and just aim at my opponents. I have 0 movement combined with my aiming. I'm simply just peeking out, stopping, and going for as many picks as I want. I should be continually strafing, and not that I should continue moving. I definitely should stop when I shoot, but I need to focus on staying moving and continue strafing, as well as including the last 2 things that I mentioned, as my crosshair placement has to be on point, and I have to be using my aim with my movement, such as the VU CSGO video that I watched. I'm simply just peeking out, stopping like I do right here, and expecting to turn my mouse and not use any of my WASD to help align my aim. I need to be strafing and lining up my shots, not just with my mouse. I need to be lining up my shots with my my WASD and my mouse as well, if that makes sense. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna be working on this series for a little while. I've had stuff for this recorded for about a month, and I'm still getting better at the game. I got some more content that actually shows me getting better at this over time, so I'm sure it'll come out with the passing weeks, the passing days. You'll see more and more of this. So if you have any tips for me, or if you want to just roast me on how shit I am at CSGO, just leave it in the comments. I will take knowledge of it. I might even include it in a future video. I always want to get better at this game, so I'm sure there's thousands of people out there, like all of you guys, that are 10 times better than this game, 100 times better at this game than me. So I'm always willing to learn. Anyway, thank you. Yeah, thankful for all of you guys. I know I haven't been uploading much. I've been stressed out with school and everything. I have a wonderful 26 subs. Thank you guys so much for even taking the time to watch 30 seconds of the video. I'm really forever grateful. I'm enjoying life, you know. I'm editing videos. I'm actually chasing a passion for once in my life, and I'm sure some of you can very much relate to that. So thank you so much if you're watching this video. I really appreciate it so much, and look out for part 2. I will talk to you guys later. Peace out.